Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Very good.
My name is Kelly Miyahara. It's good to meet you. Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm with the USO's MVP open source, but we're excited to talk to you today.
Great.
So I know we have limited time, so I'm going to jump right in.
Okay.
So you are notoriously known, as we all know, as the good guy in Hollywood, Chris, both on and off the screen. But in
Sure.
this particular role, you're the villain. So I want to know, what is it like, one, to be the bad guy? And also, you had mentioned your character in a previous interview. You'd mentioned your character kind of sees himself as a necessary disruptor. What
Mm.
did you mean by that?
Well, yeah, I think villains very rarely see themselves as villains. I wouldn't be surprised if Lloyd saw himself as someone that moved above the rest of society. He operates beyond propriety or egoic urges to kind of fulfill social norms. And there's something that's really fun about that as an actor to try and find how you would interpret that. So I looked at it as a not just a fun challenge, but also a nice break from the kind of rhythms that I think we all feel in terms of how we're meant to fit.
Sure. Yeah, I bet you it was super different, right? Because this time you're the bad guy. Is that fun? I mean, I'm sure it was challenging to kind of switch roles, but I'd imagine it's kind of fun for you too, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been able to play a bad guy a few times in my life, and now obviously with the cast, the crew, the script, the scope, it's obviously something that people will probably see at a larger scale. So yeah, it's always a treat. That's the beauty of the job I do, that you can kind of follow your creative appetite.
And I've seen some of the clips. This is intense. It's high intensity, super action packed. I mean, there must have been a lot of training involved too. What did that look like for you? I mean, both physically and, mentally, of course, for the role.
I fancy myself an action movie veteran at this point, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at picking up stunt fights pretty quick. It's just choreography, and I love a little bit of choreography. So for me, it's old hat now, and yeah, especially when you have the Russos steering the ship.
Sure, of course. And you've worked with them before. You've got
Exactly.
lots of experience with the fight scenes, I know. But so our service members, they go through lots of ups and downs in life, as I'm sure actors do, whether it's through a career or in life. Do you have any tips or tricks on how you kind of get through all of those challenges, both on and off the screen?
Sure. It may not be the best advice for everybody because we're all different, but I love reading about space. Sometimes when I read about not just space, but history, and not just human history, I'm talking about universal history. The more I kind of remember how small we are,
Yeah.
the easier it is for me to kind of accept a certain approach to the world in front of me. The easier it is for me to kind of be still and be present and recognize that my brain noise um, isn't necessarily this kind of divine thing that requires understanding. I think the bigger I see the world, the more at peace I feel with it.
Wow. I love that. Chris, I don't think I've ever heard anyone really put it in perspective like that. That's
Oh,
really amazing. Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for.
that's after a whole morning of interviews. So
Yeah, I know. Hey, you're still fresh.
kind of.
Thank you so much, Chris, for all of that. And thank you so much for taking the time today. We really appreciate it. So such a pleasure to meet you. And good luck with this. I've heard nothing but amazing things. Can't wait to see all of it in its entirety. But thanks for all you do. And I know you make the world a better place, and we love watching. So
Thanks so much. You're so sweet. Thank you.
thanks a lot, Chris.